You pour the food into the bowl. Your cat doesn't walk, they lunge. Within seconds, the bowl is half empty. Head down, no pauses, eyes locked on the food like it might disappear. And then, a few minutes later, you hear it. That unmistakable sound. They vomited the entire meal back up. Looks fine again 2 minutes later, asking for more. Most owners shrug and say she's just greedy. He's always been like this. She acts like she's starving. But here's the part most people don't realize. Eating fast isn't a personality trait. It's a signal. And once you understand what your cat's body is actually doing and why, the fix is often surprisingly simple. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what happens inside your cat when they eat too fast, from the throat to the stomach to the brain, and why this single behavior connects to weight, stress, vomiting, and even emotional history. But first, you need to understand something most people never think about. Your cat's digestive system is not built for speed. It's built for hunting. In the wild, a cat would catch prey, eat it slowly, and then rest. The whole process is naturally paced. Chewing, pausing, swallowing small amounts. The body has time to register the food. Now compare that to what happens at a typical home feeding. A full bowl appears, all at once. No chase, no work, no pacing. Just instant access to a large, concentrated amount of food. Some cats handle this calmly, but many cats, especially indoor cats, respond with what looks almost like panic eating. And here's where it gets interesting. When a cat eats too fast, several things happen at once. First, they swallow large pieces of food without chewing them properly. Cats aren't designed to chew their food much anyway. Their teeth are made for tearing, not grinding. But when food is inhaled at high speed, even less chewing happens. Second, they swallow a lot of air along with the food. That air, combined with rapid stomach expansion, creates pressure inside the digestive tract. Third, the stomach lining stretches suddenly and forcefully. For some cats, the body's reflex response is simple. Get it out. And that's why so many fast-eating cats vomit shortly after meals. It's often not real vomiting in the medical sense. It's regurgitation, undigested food coming back up almost immediately. Most owners think their cat is sick, but in many cases, the cat isn't sick at all. The cat just ate faster than their body could handle. And this is the part most owners miss. Fast eating doesn't just cause vomiting, it also drives weight gain. Here's why. Your cat's brain takes time to register fullness. Hormonal satiety signals don't appear the moment food hits the stomach. They build over 15 to 20 minutes. If your cat eats their entire meal in 90 seconds, those satiety signals never get a chance to catch up. The brain says, still hungry. The body says, too late, already overfed. So your cat finishes the bowl, asks for more, and over time eats more total calories than they actually need. Now multiply that across thousands of meals over years. You don't just get a fast eater, you get a slowly overweight cat, for reasons that have nothing to do with bad food choices. But here's where things go even deeper. Fast eating isn't always physical. Sometimes it's emotional. A cat that eats like every meal might be their last often learned that pattern somewhere. It could be a stray history where food was unpredictable, early competition with siblings, a multi-cat home with bowl rivalry, previous experience of having food taken away, or simply long gaps between meals that create chronic low-grade hunger. In all of these cases, the cat isn't being greedy. The cat is responding to a history their body remembers, even if your home is now safe and well-fed. And this is why fast eating can be one of the clearest emotional signals your cat shows. It's not always about hunger. It's often about uncertainty. Now let's talk about multi-cat homes, because this is where fast eating quietly explodes. When two or more cats eat near each other, even peacefully, subtle competition often exists. One cat dominates the area. Another eats faster to get there first. Another holds back and avoids the bowl entirely. These dynamics are usually invisible to owners, but they shape eating speed every day. If you've ever wondered why one of your cats inhales food while another picks slowly, competition might be the answer. And here's something most people don't realize. Even your feeding schedule can train fast eating. A cat fed only twice a day, with 10 to 12-hour gaps, is biologically hungrier at mealtime than they should be. They show up to that bowl ravenous. Their body is primed to eat as much as possible, as quickly as possible. This is the body's emergency mode, not their natural state. So if your cat eats like they haven't eaten in days, sometimes it's because, in their body's view, they kind of haven't. Now, you might be wondering, how do you actually slow a fast eater down? Here's the kind, calm approach. First, split meals into smaller portions. Instead of 2 big meals, offer 3 to 5 smaller ones. The body experiences more frequent satiety resets and less urgency at each meal. Second, use slow feeders. These are bowls or mats with raised ridges, mazes, or puzzle shapes. They force your cat to use their tongue, paws, or nose to access food slowly. They don't punish your cat. They simply restore the natural pacing that was lost. Third, try food puzzles or scattered feeding. Hiding kibble around the room, using snuffle mats, or puzzle feeders mimics natural foraging. Many cats love this and eat dramatically slower. Fourth, separate cats during meals. In multi-cat homes, feeding in different rooms or at different times can reduce silent competition. This often slows down even the most aggressive eater. Fifth, pay attention to the emotional pattern. If your cat shows fast eating combined with begging, hiding food, guarding the bowl, or distress around mealtimes, the issue may be emotional and may need a slower, more thoughtful feeding approach over weeks. But here's what most owners don't realize. You don't need to make eating harder. You need to make eating slower. Those are very different things. A cat that eats slowly isn't deprived. They're regulated. They feel safe. They feel satisfied. They digest better. They vomit less. They maintain a healthier weight. And most surprisingly, they often become calmer overall, because food rhythm and emotional rhythm are deeply connected. Now, here's the part nobody talks about enough. A cat that eats too fast is rarely telling you, "I'm hungry." They're often telling you, "I'm not sure when the next meal is coming. I learned to grab food while I can. I feel pressure around eating, even if I can't show why." And once you hear it that way, fast eating stops looking like greed. It starts looking like a small, quiet message your cat has been sending you for years. So what really happens when your cat eats too fast? The stomach stretches too quickly. Regurgitation becomes common. Satiety signals never catch up. Calories silently accumulate. Stress patterns get reinforced. And the body never gets to feel that calm, satisfied, meal is done moment. Not because your cat is being dramatic, but because eating is supposed to be a process, not a race. If you take just one thing from this video, let it be this. Fast eating is not a personality. Fast eating is a signal. And the cat who learns to eat slowly is almost always a calmer, healthier, more emotionally settled cat. Tell me in the comments, does your cat inhale their food, throw it back up, or guard the bowl? Want to hear what you've noticed. And if you want to understand what really happens when you free feed your cat, that video connects directly to this one.